Welcome to our 11th edition of Drive Chat. We are fortunate enough to have somebody from the liquor industry with us today. It's Pamela Nkuna. Her designation is Chief Cook and Bottle Washer, and she does everything that's important. But we're more interested in talking to her about her involvement in the role that the company plays with regard to trying to change behavior when drinking and driving. We'd like to welcome Pamela now to join us, and we're going to share some questions with Pamela. And I sincerely hope that you're ready, Pamela, because you're going to be the spokesperson of the moment. All right. So, Pamela, just briefly tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do at Pernod Ricard.
Thanks so much, Eugene. Appreciate the opportunity. So, as mentioned, I am Pamela Nkuna. I am currently the Corporate Affairs Director at Pernod Ricard for South Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. And I'm also the current chairperson of the South African Liquor Brands Association, as well as a director at aware.org.
Thank you for that. A little bit later, I would like you to share with us some information on what aware.org does, because I think you represent the majority of the players in the liquor industry. But let's start off with this question. There are many misconceptions about the alcohol industry and their lack of interest in road safety and promoting responsible driving. Is that the case? And if so, why do you think people may feel that way?
Thanks for that question, Eugene. You are right. There are many misconceptions around the alcohol industry and what their role is in drinking and driving. But I'd like to confirm that these are exactly misconceptions. They're not true, because the alcohol industry recognizes that irresponsible consumption of alcohol is harmful and that it impacts health and well-being. But collectively, we have a responsibility to enhance and to drive the responsible use of alcohol, which includes pedestrian safety, binge drinking, underage drinking, and very importantly, sober driving. So we are fully committed to being a part of the solution, and we work together with industry bodies such as aware.org and SALBA. We also work with the Drinks Federation of South Africa, which has recently been launched. And this Drinks Commission has actually commissioned prevalence studies to look at behavioral issues amongst irresponsible consumption. And when we partner with these organizations like the Road Offences Program Panel, the Road Traffic Management Corporation, as well as South African Law Enforcement and Provincial Liquor Enforcement, the industry is able to roll out numerous campaigns amongst road safety and initiatives to promote the safe and responsible consumption of alcohol.
That's a very comprehensive answer. So let me ask you to sum it up in a few words. Why is there misconceptions?
There are misconceptions because we are manufacturers and producers of alcohol. But I also think there's a big gap in terms of communication, because the industry does a lot of work on the ground. And the industry actually does a 360 approach. They do the proper research. They look at from the research, they analyze it thoroughly, and they look at clear and concise KPIs to reduce harmful consumption of alcohol, particularly to reduce drink driving or fatalities on our roads. And from there, the industry actually monitors and evaluates. So the industry does a lot, but I think society and community need to be aware of it. We need to show people what we are doing and showcase the good work that the industry is doing.
Thank you very much for that answer. Now, we're focusing obviously on the liquor industry because this emanates from a colloquium that we had. It was driving the influence, and it was a play on the words driving under the influence. Now, we are talking about your industry, but I think in many instances you've been maligned, unfairly so, because alcohol has been demonized. And I often use the analogy that the manufacturers of motor vehicles are not demonized because they make fast cars where people kill themselves. So in fairness, if you had to make any suggestions, and this is the one question that we would like to look at, what should other industries, in your opinion, because you have a very good idea of what you do, what do you think other industries could do to promote road safety and also responsible drinking?
Eugene, that's also a good question. I mean, we know at this time of the year, festive season, there's a sharp increase in road fatalities as a result of drinking and driving, but not only as a result of drinking and driving. I mean, our minister announces what are the top 10 results. One is like, for example, speeding, for example, use of cell phone. So those are a number of reasons that each and every one of us need to take accountability to be road safety ambassadors. And even if you look at our stats in South Africa, there's an estimated 27.1% of fatal crashes as a result of the abuse of alcohol. So it's not just use, it's abuse. And also, like I said, we need to take full accountability from all different stances. It doesn't matter where we are, but as long as we are a citizen in South Africa, we could be an ambassador to follow the rules of the road and to take every step to ensure that we save a life on the road.
Okay, thank you very much for that. One of the reasons why we're talking today is because we had everybody together at that colloquium. And some of the interesting questions, and I'll share the one with you that I've asked others, is whether or not one of the key players, by introducing a no alcohol beer, was making it a gateway level drink or so. And I think that we've effectively dispelled that. But what has been prevalent amongst your industry is the campaigns. Now, can you share with us some of the campaigns that you've run? What is the intent of those campaigns, and how do you measure whether or not they've been successful?
So we have a number of campaigns, Eugene. So for example, at Pernod Ricard, in partnership with the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, we ran road safety activations throughout the festive period. And what I like is that it's not only focused at festive period, but road safety is a serious issue that is now 365 days a year. So here we raise awareness amongst local drivers about the importance of driving safely during the festive season and also being responsible. We also recently, I think you were also at the National Road Safety Summit. This was the 14th one that was held in KZN. And the purpose there was to discuss measures on how road safety can be improved and how do we work together as an all of society approach to reduce the number of road fatalities. So when we look at all of these programs, what I like is the 360 approach, where we also have a program called Auto Sobriety. And how does the 360 approach apply here is because here we get the United Nations of Institute for Training and Research. We go to that level of intelligence and scientific approaches to help us develop programs to prevent drunk driving. And this particular program is called Auto Sobriety Training Program. So this program is structured, it's actually a game changer in South Africa, where this program now is targeted at municipal drivers or municipal vehicle operators, as well as the driving school instructors in South Africa, where they are educating someone who is a young, inexperienced driver. So we're putting in a topic into the syllabus to educate them and empower them to make the right choice not to drink and drive, and also increase our chances of nipping the problem in the bud.
When I hear things like that, it's obviously for me encouraging, because when we see the number of fatalities and as we head toward the festive season, we know we're going to have 1,500, maybe 2,000 people die on our roads, and part of which is alcohol, we understand, but so many more irresponsible actions. So if we can use a collective approach, and one of the things that we launched at the colloquium that we did, and I'd like your comment on it, we asked individuals and companies to take a pledge to not drink and drive. How important do you think this is that people out there should be making a commitment toward?
Eugene, I think it's extremely important. I personally took the commitment and the pledge, and I appreciate that you've extended this out to members of the community. Our company takes a very strong stance as Pernod Ricard, and I would encourage everyone on this video as well to please continue to take that pledge, because it's really important. If you become an ambassador, you are able to save lives on the road. Thank you very much.
Our why of our business is making a difference one day, 1 kilometer, one life at a time. And whilst we can't change forever the fatalities, zero harm is a good objective to aim toward. So in conclusion, and we are now getting ready for the festive season, what is your take-home message to anybody who will be watching this or will hear of the broadcast? What's your take-home message?
My message is very similar to what I've always been saying, Eugene. My message is, please take every step possible to ensure that you save a life on the road. For example, a simple element like using your cell phone while driving. Why would you do that? Let's not do that. Let's also remember that it's festive time. We're going to be traveling long distances, and fatigue is a major contributor to road fatalities and road crashes. So let's stop. There are a number of garages on our roads, on our transport roads. Let's stop. Let's take a break. Let's drink more water. And also, let's use alternative transport if we are consuming alcohol. So that is my message to our society.
Pamela and Nkuna, thank you very much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. And we sincerely trust that those who view this will take the matter as seriously as what you do and with everybody else who's been involved in this project with us. So until we meet again, let it not be by accident, and we look forward to our next Drive Chat. Pamela and Nkuna, thank you very much.